Well, I voted to remain because I wanted to remain part of the European Union, part of Europe, for all sorts of reasons. From a practical point of view, some of our regulations, I wanted them to be the same throughout the whole of Europe, so we'd be part of it. I wanted exports are really important, especially for sheep farmers in this country. 40% of the UK lamb goes to France. I'm surprised in a way that most farmers voted to leave Europe. You'd think that receiving a big part of their income from Europe, they'd want to remain in. But they didn't, and I think part of the reason is they're fed up with more and more regulation. They've seen the agenda change from being about trade and about economics. They've seen it move more and more towards the social side, monetary union, bringing Europe together as one country in a way. And I think that is what they turned them off from Europe.
Good boy, Stig.
The common agricultural policy in Europe is not perfect. It's not designed for the UK. There can be some really good stuff out of Brexit if we're up for it. But if we don't have that governmental support, then all that could fail. Ireland is one of the biggest exporters of beef in the Northern Hemisphere. A lot of it comes to the UK. They are pouring millions of euros into their beef industry. Now, if my government decides not to support us, how am I going to compete with the Irish?
Good boy, come by. Come by.
If we take a common sense approach to this, where businesses in France, Spain, Holland, Denmark and Ireland say, Britain is a really important market for our food producers, we will get a sensible deal. If politics comes involved and says, we've got to send a clear message that if you leave the European Union, it's messy, it's expensive, it's difficult, then those sensible deals could be more difficult to be had. But Europe has to reform. It has to reconnect more with its people. So if people feel that European Union is a democracy, that it's people run from members, because people in Britain were fed up of losing their individuality as a country, and I think that's really important. I also wanted to make sure that on an international a Brexiteer. See, democracy is alive.